they left us alone for so long.
We should be thankful they have.
They're planning something. They are planning how to kill us.
Calm down.
No, no, Holly, we've got to get out of here.
It's locked. You know it's locked.
Shh. Come sit down. Holly, we've got to do something.
Police will find us.
Holly, how are they going to find us? We don't even know where we are.
We have to have faith.
Faith! These people want to kill us, Holly. They have tried to kill me for a long time now.
What are you talking about?
That scorpion sting, that was meant for me. And then there were 2 motorcycle men that tried to run Grant me down in the street. And other things. Holly, you don't understand. They have been trying to kill me, and now they're going to.
Come on, Celia, you're getting hysterical.
I don't want to die, Holly.
And you won't.
Well, think of something. What?
I'm not sure, but we'll just have to wait for the appropriate moment.
They are not going to give up Gerald's formula for us.
We have to trust that the police know what they're doing. You know, Robert. You know he'll think of something.
What?
A trick. He'll save us.
What if he does?
Celia, I know that Robert won't let anything happen to us.
Holly, we are in the middle of absolutely nowhere. No one can find us. And what if they get the equation and still decide to just keep us in here?
Celia.
No one will find us, Holly. We will die.
Celia, someone will come. Someone will find us. I know they will.
Such sad faces. Aren't you enjoying yourselves?
Hardly.
What can I do to make you happy? Anything you want.
Cab for home?
I like your spirit, Mrs. Scorpio. However, that I can't provide.
Will you please let us go? We don't have anything to do with this microfilm you want.
In your case, Mrs. Putnam, I'm afraid that's not entirely true.
I don't know anything about it.
You still haven't touched your drinks.
And we don't intend to.
But they're so cool and delicious.
And probably drugged.
I assure you they're perfectly safe.
You drink it then. If you wish.
Now do you believe me?
I wouldn't believe you.
If your life depended on it? Drink your drinks, ladies. Soon dinner will be provided, too. You see, in my country, you're guests.
Her country. What did she mean by that?
That's it.
What?
We are in her country.
What do you mean, Holly?
We're on foreign soil.
Holly, you're crazy. You said it took 40 minutes to get here.
Well, I thought we were driving in a straight line. They were driving in circles just to confuse us.
Holly, I'm not following you at all.
We're still in Port Charles, Celia. We're at the expo. Hello? No, I'm sorry. He can't come to the phone, Captain Ramsey. He's all tied up at the moment. Yeah, I'm sure he'll call you right back. Bye. Are you all right?
Oh, yeah, listen. There's a local cop and 2 WSB men in the closet. One of them's wounded.
Listen, get a squad car and get that guy to hospital, all right? And find the keys to these cops.
Yeah.
Right away, Commissioner.
You hurt? Careful.
It's still bleeding. I'm okay.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, all things considered. Right.
Yes, I need a squad car at the commissioner's house right away.
Okay. Listen, I want an APB put out right up. Hold that. It may not be in the best interest of Holly and Celia.
Come on, get over there.
out of here? I don't know. But the first rule is don't panic. And we must think through everything before we act.
Can I ask you a question, Holly?
What?
When you were involved in confidence games, did you ever get into a situation like this?
Yes, more than once.
Oh, what did you do?
I charmed my way out, usually.
Those two don't look very susceptible to charm.
Who knows? But right now, it's all that I can think of.
Where do we start?
I don't know, anything you can think of. But the most important thing is to get them so involved that they let us go, or at least distract them so that we can escape. Should we try? It is all right if we talk to you, isn't it?
What would you like to talk about?
Anything, really. Girl gets lonely without anyone to talk to.
And how about you? Are you lonely?
Not when I'm with a real man.
Tell me about you. Are you married?
My wife is very far away.
Oh, really? That must make it difficult for you.
Difficult?
Without a woman to make love to.
I make love to a lot of women, not just my wife.
Oh?
You see, my wife is, very fat.
Is that what you like, fat girl?
No, not that fat.
What about women in this country? Do you find them attractive?
Very.
Have you ever made love to a Western woman?
No.
You might enjoy it. I think you'd find us very willing to please.
I want to ask you something.
You can ask anything you want.
You are a married woman, yes?
Just as you're a married man.
Now, is it proper in this country for a married woman to be with a man who is not her husband?
If she enjoys it, why not?
Would you enjoy me?
I think so.
Well, there's no question in my mind this whole thing could have been wrapped up if the WSB hadn't blown it.
Robert.
1 minute. We now have a further complication. I want an APB put out on Grant Putnam and Luke Spencer.
Luke? Oh, no, not again.
Up to his ears.
I should have known.
Yeah, we all should have known. And so should certain people who are close to him.
You know, a lot of people are going to be asking questions. As a matter of fact, it's already started.
Who?
Before I left my office, Jimmy Lee Holt called me from the Quartermains, wanting to know what the hell was going on.
What did you tell him?
Nothing. I told him he'd have to get his information from you.
Good. Were the Quartermains there?
No, but they were expected back soon. They were at some kind of a meeting with the Baldwins.
Okay, we're going to have to be ready for a whole lot of questions to be asked.
You can't keep a story like this under wraps.
We have to, otherwise we don't have a chance. Now look, we're going to stress upon these people. They've got to keep quiet. All those people that are going to ask about these missing women. They're not, we're talking about my wife here.
Robert, the Quartermains have to be told something.
All right, I agree. Now listen, when you leave here, head over that way. I think you may find them in right now.
All right. But how much do you want me to tell them?
As little as possible. All right, now listen. You stress upon them. They have to keep this absolutely under wraps. Otherwise, the chances of seeing Holly and Celia alive are absolutely zip.
All right. If I may, I'll make the APB
listen,
call
mate.
from here, and then I'll...
Do it in your car on the way over to the Quartermains, please.
Oh, all right.
But one more thing, Bert, before you go, regarding this APB on Luke and Grant.
Yeah.
Make it absolutely clear to everybody that Grant Putnam is to be shot on sight.
Well, even if he doesn't resist?
I'm going to make no limitations on getting this guy. Authorize a bulletin and say that I'm going along with the shooting. However, he is to be wounded and not killed. You understand that?
I understand.
All right. Now emphasize the fact that if Putnam tries to escape, he's to be shot, but he's not to be killed.
All right, I'll do it.
Don't you think you're a little overzealous?
About what?
Ordering the police to shoot on sight.
I qualified it, didn't I? I said wound the guy, but don't kill him.
Excuse me, but if there's an exchange of fire, Grant could very well be killed, as could Luke.
Oh, get off this, will you? I don't care this much about what happens to Luke.
Well, you made that pretty obvious.
Right. Oh, damn right. Who's had the disc all this time? Luke. And what's he done with it? Has he handed it in like a responsible citizen? Oh, no. No, not Luke. So I don't care if you're his lover, darling. I don't want to hear about this. Let's not hurt Luke.
Look, I know. Luke had the disc, and I agree with you. It was wrong for him not to turn it over. I am just saying, why should he be hurt or possibly killed if it's not necessary?
Read my lips. I don't care what happens to Luke. All I care about's my wife. Now, she's in danger simply because we didn't think he had the disc.
Robert, look, believe me. I understand why you're concerned about Holly.
Concerned? No. No, concern, read, worried sick.
Well, I think she's going to be all right.
You think?
Yes, and so should you. They want the disc. They don't want the women.
Is that your personal guarantee?
I can't guarantee anything, and you know it. I am just saying there is no reason for them to be hurt.
Oh, come in, Ballantine. Did you bring a six-pack?
From all my reports, I doubt that this is the time for flip remarks, Robert. I came up here to find out something, and I want to hear about it now from both of you.
What?
Just what is going on here? I'm waiting for my report. I flew up here from Washington on a moment's notice, and I want to find out exactly what's going on here. Robert, you can begin.
I'm going to remind you of a few things, Ballantine. First and foremost, I'm not one of your agents anymore. Secondly, I happen to be the police commissioner of this town, in which case you're in my jurisdiction. And thirdly, I don't like someone like you telling me to recite like a schoolboy.
Well, if you're questioning who has the higher authority, Robert, believe me, I can settle that in just a minute.
I'm not talking about authority here. I frankly don't give a damn about it. But as far as I'm concerned, the WSB's got a lot to answer for in this case.
We acted as I thought best.
And what did you accomplish? Absolutely nothing. No, I'll modify that. Not only did you accomplish nothing, you came up empty-handed and you made it almost impossible for me to function.
I see. So you're attempting to shift blame to me. Well, I reject it totally.
I'm not talking about shifting the blame. I'm just saying what is positive fact. You accomplished nothing. Let's check the record, shall we? You couldn't spot Putnam and you didn't spot Natalie. Now, what's the point of all these computers when they don't produce anything?
Robert, you know very well that computers only produce the information that you program into them.
And who's responsible for that programming? The WSB.
But what about your own responsibility? You're so damned eager to remind me that you're the police commissioner. Why haven't you acted like one? Why did you function like one?
I did, in spite of no help from you.
Like hell you did. I'll tell you how you functioned. You were supposed to safeguard the disc. Did you? No. What did you do? You went out jogging with the mole. You were supposed to prevent him from getting a hold of the disc, and you failed.
He didn't even have it then.
Well, I know that. I know it very well. And who did? A man that one of my agents was involved with.
Now, wait a second. That's unfair. I didn't know that Luke had the disc.
But it's your job to know, and you failed. Both of you failed. Two of the best agents I've ever had, and both of you fall flat on your faces. Why? Where were your instincts? How come you couldn't put your facts together and come up with the right answers?
Well, I could have done that, provided you and your WSB boys hadn't kept on trying to outsmart me.
I was covering my own territory.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means that you were chiefly concerned with your wife. And the World Security Bureau's primary concern, indeed, its only concern, is the disc.
And as a result, we now have neither.
May I say something here?
Of course you can say something. You're one of my agents. You have a lot to answer for, Connie.
And I will do that at the appropriate time. In the meantime, the two of you keep hurling recriminations back and forth at each other, which is completely counterproductive.
I agree.
All right. Very well. Our first priority is to find out where Luke and Grant have gone.
On that, we're on agreement. Now, how do we do it?
Hey, Luke. Where have you been, man? I've been looking for you all over.
I know, I had to walk, Luke.
What's the matter? What happened to your neck?
Oh,
What's
no,
going on?
it's nothing. Nothing at all.
Are you
It's
sure?
okay. Yeah.
Listen, I got a lot of questions to ask you. Right
Okay, look, pal, I'm sorry I don't have time for it right now. Time is very important to me.
now.
And I need a favor, okay?
Of course. Always count on me for favors.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
I want you to take a message for me to Robert and make sure he's all right.
Yeah, sure. What's the message?
I don't want to tell you. I want to write it.
Well, don't worry about it. I can memorize it. Just tell
Listen,
me what
Blackie, this is a situation where the less you know, the safer you're going to be, okay?
All right.
Okay. Blackie? For your own good, I'm asking you not to read this, okay?
I'm telling you, you can trust me.
I know, that's why I'm giving it to you. Get it to Robert,
Okay.
What are you doing?
Tie my shoe.
Get that to Robert and don't mess me up!
I will, I promise.
Blackie, you got a second?
Yeah, Gregory, what's happening? What's going on?
Women being held at expo. Look for a persimmon door. I'm on my way. Follow Luke.
In my country, it is not proper for a woman to converse with a man without permission.
Well, it's different here. Here, we are what we call liberated.
Oh? And what does that mean exactly?
That means that when we're attracted to a man, we come right out and say it.
So that's what you're trying to tell me? That you find me attractive?
I find you very mysterious, and I have always been intrigued by mystery.
It's very exotic in here. Is the rest of your country this fascinating?
Oh, this is nothing. It's just a symbol.
Where exactly are we?
You know, there's a saying in my country, a little saying. Where a person is entirely a state of mind.
I like that. I certainly understand it. Being with certain people can produce a state of mind, too. Especially at the beginning.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You find me desirable.
Yes, I do.
Then there's no further need to talk. Where's Ed?
What is going on is that I am obliging her because she wishes it.
You're a fool.
Yes, I am. I am a fool. It's the way of the Western woman. That's right. She issued the invitation, and I was kind enough to oblige.
That's true. This one here, too.
Oh, both of you, shut up. Don't you realize they're only trying to get around you?
Around me?
To compromise you. They're only trying to escape.
I've been used?
Yes, and it'll stop right now. Neither one of you is to touch these women or even speak to them. Is that understood?
Yes. It's understood.
Both of you, get over there. And I suggest you stay there and do not approach these men again. Next time you might not be so lucky. If these men have their way with you, you'll be far worse off than you are now.
Now, if you look at this map here of Port Charles, you notice this lighted area here. This indicates the locations where Ramsey and his men have been looking for Luke and Grant.
Yeah, without success, obviously.
So far. But when they move into this area here, I expect all that to change.
That's the site of the exposition.
Correct.
You know very well that you cannot set foot in there without permission from the foreign countries involved.
I don't care about permission. The place is full of foreigners, and they all want the disc.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And one of them could be holding my wife.
Yes, that's a reasonable assumption, but you still can't go in there.
Hell, I can't.
Robert, you know international law. Every one of those foreign pavilions is considered to be private property of the country involved. Now, yes, you do have a blanket warrant for anything that's American, but you have absolutely no jurisdiction over any part of the expo that is foreign property.
I know that, and I repeat again, I don't care. If there is 1 chance in 1,000 that Holly's in there, then I go in.
And I forbid you.
You know, Ballantine, you know, I'm really got it up to here with you throwing your weight around here. I mean, we're talking about my wife here.
Yes, I'm aware of that. And I also understand your concern.
But you've got a strange way of showing it. So far, all you've told me is what I can't do.
Obviously, somebody has to be able to remind you you just can't invade foreign territory.
You think not? Then just watch me.
That would be a terrible mistake, Robert. Because even when you begin the attempt, you know I am forced to stop you.
Listen, Ballantine, do me a big favor right now. Get out. Get right out of Port Charles. Because I don't care where Holly is. I will find her, and I don't care what I have to do. And I don't need you or your WSB to help me.
Don't threaten me, Robert. Take my advice. And for your own personal information, I'm not going to leave Port Charles until I have that disc.
Scorpio.
Yeah, Robert, this is Blackie.
Yeah, Blackie, what is it?
I'm at the casino. I think you should get over here right away.
New guards. They don't look very friendly. Much better than the last two. We're never going to get out of this place. Look, Celia, it's just a matter of time. Robert will find out where we are, and then he'll find a way to get us out of here. You said he can't. Because of the diplomatic thing. He's ignored bigger obstacles. We just have to be patient and wait. I am not patient, Holly, and you hate waiting. Where does that leave us? With no choice, you... Probably a slur on our heritage. Listen, gentlemen, like I said, much better than the last two. Oh, Holly, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. There's one thing shouldering the blame, but it has to be something to do with Grant. I should have listened to my own suspicions instead of believing him. Then you do know what it's all about. I know that Grant is involved in something, which is what this is all about. You have to tell me, Celia. Everything. If we're going to get out of this place alive, then I have to know exactly what we're up against. So no more secrets, all right? Agreed?
Are you all right?
I was better 5 minutes ago.
What happened?
I got smacked.
Well, who by?
You guys ready for this? Gregory. Then the guy hit me so hard I hit the ground I passed out. I'm dying. This is hurting bad.
Gregory.
One more piece of the puzzle. I just wonder where it fits in.
I got my theories.
Gregory. Who's Gregory?
He's a piano player.
Works here for Luke?
Well, my guess is Luke is not his only employer.
Why did he hit you?
My only guess is they wanted the note.
What note?
Well, Luke wrote a note for me to give to you.
Luke was here?
I'm telling you, I don't know what was on that note.
You weren't even mildly curious?
Yes, I was mildly curious, but he told me not to read it. He trusts me. He said deliver it to him, and that's what I was going to do.
He gave no indications to why it might have been so urgent?
Look, Robert, I don't know what's going on here, okay? I don't know what was on that note, and my jaw is really starting to hurt, okay?
He obviously wanted to arrange some sort of meeting.
He must have heard of the telephone.
Maybe he couldn't reach you.
Yeah, but from what Blackie has said, it sounded extremely urgent that he talk to you.
Will somebody please tell me what's going on around here? After I was the one that was busted in the jaw, what's going on? Is he in some kind of trouble?
You might say that.
What do you do?
Blackie, look, I'm sorry. We can't give you much information at the moment. However, we need your assistance.
I knew that was coming.
Look, Blackie, there's a lot at stake here.
Oh, yeah, a lot at stake, a lot at stake. What is going on around here? Are you guys after Luke?
Robert is the least of Luke's problems right now.
Well, are you saying he's in some kind of big danger or something?
Well, he could be if you don't give us some help. Now, look, Blackie, I know what you're probably thinking here. Luke and I were once friends, though. And I don't want to see anything happen to him any more than you do.
All right. All right, if it's going to help out, Luke, what do you guys want me to do?
Something which may prove rather difficult. Act as if nothing's happened.
Well, what about my swollen jaw?
Think of something.
Well, what about Luke?
If anybody asks, say that he's visiting a friend. You don't know when he'll be back.
All right. All right. If this is going to help Luke, I'll do it. But listen, I want you guys to make sure nothing happens to him. I got it?
You've got it.
All right.
Where are you going?
I don't change my clothes. There'll be nothing but questions if I'm wearing this stuff.
Blackie, we appreciate your help.
Yeah, well, just make sure he's okay, all right?
Okay, what next?
Ah, that is a good question. We don't even know what direction he started out in.
First order of business is we look for clues, so we tear this place apart. Come on.
Yeah. Robert, get in here.
What's happened?
Help me get him up.
Here.
Here.
You all right?
Oh, man, what hit me?
My guess is a piano player.
Did you see him?
I see who.
The guy who hit you.
Whoever it was got me from behind. I didn't see a thing.
But did you hear him come in the room?
Oh, well, I was too busy watching the tape.
What tape?
The one I showed Luke.
He was here all along.
Well, we were busy at my place, arguing like schoolboys.
Yes, somebody should have been sent here immediately.
Yeah, well, too late for that. Listen, this tape, you still got it?
Yeah,
In the machine?
that's it.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's look at it.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
It's been erased.
What was on it?
That foreign guy and Gregory the piano player.
What foreign guy?
I don't know his name, and neither did Luke.
Can you describe him?
Can I describe him? First off, he was mute and deaf, too, probably, but there was no way to tell.
Well, how do you know he was foreign?
How do I know he was foreign? From his clothes, you know, like from the East, all this fancy headdress and stuff. You know, so many of them that coming in these days are all starting to look alike.
All right, you said this guy was talking to Gregory.
And they couldn't talk. He was a mute. That's why they were talking in sign language. But anyway, when they got done with all that fancy handwork, the foreign guy hands Gregory a key, so I get a little suspicious. I went down and got Luke and brought him up to take a look.
Did Luke recognize the foreigner?
He didn't seem to, but I'll tell you, he sure understood the language.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Did Luke mention what he thought this guy might have been saying?
Luke didn't mention anything. He's got this book with him, right? And he's looking everything up. But I'll tell you, whatever he did figure out, he mumbled under his breath so I couldn't hear.
You didn't pick up anything?
Only the word key.
Key to what?
Commissioner, you got me.
Back where we started from.
Not exactly.
Gregory. And right under our noses.
Mostly mine. Night after night at the casino. Robert, how could I have been so blind?
Okay. No, we're both in shock. We're all in shock. However, we've got more things to worry about than Gregory at the moment.
And Luke.
And the disc.
Well, my first concern is Holly and Celia. I don't even know whether they're alive anymore.
Holly, I don't know what you'd call it. Too much trust, blind faith in my husband. I knew something terrible was going on, but I just couldn't get myself to face it.
That's what all that business with the fingerprints was all about.
Yes, I was trying to play detective. I didn't know what else to do. I suspected that Grant was someone other than who he was saying he was. I couldn't talk about that. Holly, that's why I was so rude to you. I hope you understand that.
Yes, I understand. Now I understand why you were so relieved that they were Grant's fingerprints.
Do you remember that scar that I told you about on Grant? Well, his friend, Bunny Willis, said that it came from reconstructive surgery. And then Grant had trouble remembering some things that we did together. But more than that, it was just that I sensed that he was somehow different. Sometimes even a complete stranger.
Didn't you at least confront him with your suspicions?
Yes, I did, when it was too much for me.
And?
And he had an explanation for everything. It was incredible. He even started to drug me. But I really started to get suspicious when I found out that Bunny Willis was missing.
That's how they got Robert out of the house. When I received the phony call from Delphina's, they told him that they knew something about who killed Bunny Willis.
These are very clever people we're involved with, Holly. And they will stop at nothing.
What else do you know about Grant?
Nothing specific, really. Just a lot of facts that just don't add up together at all. Grant's strange association with Natalie, his obsession with Professor Gerald. I never knew what to think. Except that it is all part of some terrible plot.
You should have gone to Robert or come to me.
Holly, I didn't have anything to say. Every time I made some sort of significant discovery, he would explain it all away. Holly, what is it?
I was just thinking. Actually, I was hoping. Someone doesn't end up conveniently explaining away our disappearance.
They could try to do that, but it wouldn't be easy.
Well, let's hope not, else we could find ourselves being left here to rot.
Okay, that's it for upstairs.
And nothing in the casino either.
Yeah, some of the kitchen helpers arrived, but they don't know anything.
Well, that only leaves us with what the security guard saw.
Foreign chap in Eastern dress handing a key to Gregory.
Secretively.
Now, that foreign chap would have to be attached to, satellite country, probably friendly to the DVX.
Doesn't narrow it down very much, does it, not with all these foreigners in this city?
All attached to the expo and all untouchable while they're in their own pavilion grounds.
Now, that's an important rule not to forget, Robert. You violate international law, and you are getting yourself and your country into big trouble.
All right. We'll stick to the expo grounds. Those only on American soil.
To the expo then?
No, not quite yet. Connie, I want you to check out the hotels and the airport. Those places where foreigners might congregate.
That's more than a few stops.
Right. So that way we'll make the first stop headquarters. We'll put this to Ramsey, and I'm sure he'll help out.
Then you're going directly to the expo, I take it.
Another one of my hunches.
Which, if you don't mind my saying so, haven't been panning out too well recently?
In that case, this will be the acid test, shall we?
You see what I mean, then?
I think I see even more than you do.
Well, that wouldn't be difficult. I've been so confused and so pulled apart. But he was so reassuring, so sincere.
So you believed him?
Yes.
I probably would have done the same myself.
The thing is, Holly, I still don't know what to believe.
You're still discounting your suspicions.
Until I have some proof, I have to.
What if I told you that I know the truth?
Then I'd say, if you're my friend, Holly, you'd better tell me.
Only if you're ready to believe it.
Tell me.
It's as bad as you think. It's worse. Grant is a foreign agent. He's a spy. It's what they call in the business a mole.
How do you know that?
Robert told me.
When?
Just before we were kidnapped. Grant stole the disc. And then somehow he lost it. In the casino, the night that the casino opened.
His lucky piece.
What?
The night of the casino opening, while we were getting dressed, I found it in his jacket pocket.
His lucky piece?
It had to have been the disc, Holly. He was so upset when I found it, and I couldn't understand why.
He called it his lucky piece?
I was hurt when I found out that he hadn't even told me about it. And then when I asked him about it later, he said that it was stolen from him the night of the casino opening. And then I pressed him about it later, and he said that it was a model of some project that Professor Gerald was working on.
Only it was the real thing.
Holly, you don't think that Grant killed Professor Gerald?
I don't know. I do know that it wasn't suicide, though.
No. He was so fond of the professor. No.
It was an act. Maybe part of the plan. Gerald was killed because he knew too much. By whom, I don't know.
You're right. It was an act. All that business about how Professor Gerald was just like a father to him.
What?
It can't be. No, it can't be.
Celia.
No. If his devotion to Gerald was all an act, then it was just an act, his devotion to me. He was using me all this time.
Partially, perhaps.
Holly, no, if he was using an ounce of me, he was using all of me.
Some of the feelings must have been real.
Holly, he tried to kill me.
What are you talking about?
The drugs, the motorcycles, it wasn't someone else, it was him. It was my husband.
But you've known him your whole life.
No, Holly, I knew Grant Putnam. I didn't know this man. This is an intruder. Someone I don't even know, Holly. I married a stranger. I fell in love with an image, a lie, a person that doesn't even exist. No, a spy, Holly.
He's a man.
A stranger.
Fell in love with him.
And now we're both going to die for it.
No, you don't know that, Celia.
Holly, it's the truth. They can't let us go now. We know too much.
Afternoon.
Yeah, how can I help you?
Commissioner Scorpio, Port Charles, PD. We're looking for a man in standout foreign dress.
Sort of, Eastern outfit.
You know, loud colors, maybe a headdress.
Possibly a deaf mute. Use a sign language to communicate.
Sorry.
You didn't think about it too long.
You know how many people we have in here with get-ups like that? 20, 30, easy. I mean, we've got Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bengal, Sikkim, parts of the Malay Peninsula. Listen, I can go on, boys.
Yeah, all right. What about the deaf mute angle, huh?
You're kidding? These people don't speak to me. I'm lucky if I get a nod.
Okay, forget that. We're still looking for a guy, 6'4", blonde, curly hair, a bad leg, American.
No, nothing I can remember.
Who else works here apart from you?
Guy named George. He's here mornings and afternoons. I'm here till 10.
What about a directory?
You mean a map?
Even better.
Got one.
Make it 2.
Right.
Thanks. No, I don't think we're going to find anything here. Yeah, we're going to have to wait around till tomorrow, talk to that other guy.
24 hours, are you kidding?
Well, what else can we do?
Okay, look, let's forget about the international repercussions here, Ballantine. We get a WSB force together, we sweep through all the eastern pavilions on the ground.
Right, we get 100 yards from that first pavilion. What do? Move them somewhere else. You're working on hunches, Robert. We just can't rush in like that.
All right. So what's the choice?
Well, we do as you said. We can walk around the grounds, and if we spot an ID or we see something going on funny, then we'll talk about action.
That's my choice, then that's my choice.
Yeah, I'm afraid so, if you want my cooperation. And the United States government.
I want my wife back.
I want your wife back, too. I want both of those girls back, safe and sound. Now, that's what it boils down to. We got to keep our heads on straight until exactly the right moment.
All right. You take the north end, I'll take the south. We meet back here in an hour.
Hi there.
How are you?
Worse.
Oh, he really belted you one, didn't he?
It's not my jaw.
Well, that explains Lou almost knocking us down out there.
Yeah, well, never mind me. What's going on? Did you hear anything about Luke?
Well, we
Sorry.
thought you might have heard something here.
We didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything either.
Black, I need you. Nobody can find the cards. Come on in here.
Guess I'm hired again. Excuse me.
What is it they say about tomorrow being a new day?
You know, I feel like the little kid with his face pressed up against the glass in the candy store window. So near you get so far.
You really think they're in one of those pavilions?
I could feel it as I walked around the grounds. Call it ESP or whatever you like, but I know they're there.
I'm surprised you didn't run into Luke over there.
Half expected to. You got no idea what it's like being able to walk around that place and yet have no access to the pavilions.
Something will turn up.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it's not the disc. Once they've got that, there's no telling what they'll do with Holly and Celia.
No, they would not be stupid enough to risk killing them.
Stupid? Desperate? Perhaps.
Look, maybe it's not appropriate, but, can I buy you a drink?
It's very appropriate. However, I'm going to have to decline. Look, I think I might go back to the house. Maybe I can... It's easier waiting back there.
Try and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Tell Luke to give me a call when he gets back.
Hi. Brought you some coffee.
Thank you.
You look awful. You didn't go to sleep last night, did you?
What do you expect? My wife's being held hostage. I think I know where. And my own government won't let me do a damn thing about it.
I know how you feel.
No, you don't.
Completely frustrated.
Frustration doesn't quite do it for me. There's got to be a better word for it than that.
Look, it's a new day.
Yeah, a new day. Which means Holly's been with one group of terrorists for one night. And Ballantine won't even let me make a bloody move.
Look, if it is any consideration, they're not going to hurt her.
They're capable of anything, and you know it.
They know if they do hurt her, they're not going to get the microfilm.
Oh, look, forget the microfilm, will you? She's stuck in one of those expo buildings. I can feel it. I know she's there. And I intend to do something about it.
You know the rules. Those pavilions are considered foreign soil.
Don't give me this diplomatic immunity number. Listen, whoever kidnapped Holly and Celia, they broke our rules.
And we can't have an international incident. Oh, Robert. I know how desperate you are, but look, we cannot, I repeat, cannot search any one of those pavilions until we get permission from that government.
What are we talking about here? 20 or 30 diplomatic officials?
All right, it'll take time. We will get to each and every one of them.
My wife doesn't have that kind of time. I'm doing it my way.
How?
This here. This brunch at the mayor's place.
And every dignitary will be there.
Must be able to break a bit of ground there.
Maybe you ought to change clothes first.
Yeah. You know, isn't it wonderful that I can go out and guzzle champagne this morning, and yet my wife's a hostage somewhere?
We're gonna find her.
Oh, it better be soon, because we're running out of time.
Well, looks like they're all here.
Yeah. Wandering all over the place.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be easy.
Well, let's start in this room, then we can go into the other one. Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
You know Connie Townley?
Yes, I think we met at the casino opening.
Yes, of course. Where's Holly?
She couldn't make it.
Not ill, I hope?
Just a tan.
Well, I hope you two are hungry. The mayor has arranged a quite impressive brunch for us.
Yeah, looks like enough to feed an army.
I'm very glad I skipped breakfast this morning.
Well, I'm sorry I did. I'm afraid I have enough time only for a quick snack.
Oh, Steve, I'm afraid you won't even have time for that.
Hey, golly, you're right. I have a surgical staff meeting in about 20 minutes.
I'm afraid you better get going.
Yeah. I'll try to wrap up something special for her when no one's looking.
I'll see what I can do.
I haven't seen the two of you at the casino lately.
Oh, well, Steve is not much of a gambler.
Excuse me for a second, Audrey.
Yes, of course.
Steve, could I have a second of your time, please?
Certainly.
About your meeting, your orthopedic surgeon won't be able to make it.
Grant, why not?
I'm afraid that's top secret.
Top secret involving Grant?
Yeah, that's all I can say. Please, Steve, don't discuss it with anyone.
Full house.
Yeah, my work's indeed cut out for me. Particular point, well, we'd appreciate any help that you could give us.
Excuse me.
I was talking about searching your pavilion, Neguro Galando. Now, incidentally, why do two countries have only one pavilion?
Because they're both small and poor.
I see. Well, my government is particularly concerned with some fugitives that we believe are hiding out in the Port Charles area.
And what does this have to do with me?
Well, pavilions are all classified as foreign soil, and we believe that fugitives could be hiding out there. For me to do a search, I have to have your permission.
I see. Well, of course, you have my permission then.
We'll endeavor not to disturb anyone.
Do what you have to do, Commissioner Scorpio. We will be most cooperative.
Thank you. One down.
Excuse us. Okay, who's the next target?
There's a likely-looking candidate.
Lord Rama. You better put on your best subservient act with that one.
Yes, he's hardly the picture of perfect hospitality. Oh, we meet again.
What you in the West would call a happy coincidence?
Is that what they call it in Gulistan?
It's always a pleasure to see you, Commissioner.
Well, if I can mix a bit of business with pleasure.
What did you have in mind?
An invitation to your pavilion. And since the pavilion grounds are off limits to the local police, well, we figure that's where the fugitives have probably decided to hide out.
Indeed, fugitives can be very clever.
And dangerous. We're concerned for the safety of your staff.
You're most considerate.
Then you'll allow us to search your pavilion?
But of course.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
As soon as I get the permission from my government.
How long will that take?
It's hard to say. We too have what you in the West know as red tape.
These are desperate men.
Desperate and dangerous. A most unhappy combination. But I'll do what I can to smooth the way for you.
Thank you. I'm sorry to have to bother you with all of this.
Not at all. I'm only too happy to help with the cause of justice.
Hello, Robert.
Bobby? Brock?
Hi. Listen, tell me, Robert, have you seen Luke around here lately?
Here?
Well, I thought he might be doing some informal campaigning.
Haven't seen him.
He wasn't at the casino last night. He wasn't at his apartment.
Well, I told you, maybe he's still up in the mountains.
I told you, I'm worried.
Yeah, well, he'll turn up sooner or later.
Darling.
Excuse me.
there was Gregory. He was climbing over this humongous balcony with a great big bouquet of flowers. Well, what could he do? I mean, he told the woman's husband, he says, well, obviously I've got the wrong balcony. With a big plant.
Gregory was, était, le Casanova, mon Victor.
Gregory's quite a Casanova anyplace, darling.
Gregory fascinates me.
Yes, well, he tends to fascinate just about everyone, Connie.
Tiffany, look, I wondered if you could drop by my house after brunch.
What for?
I have a little problem I think you can help me with.
Robert Scorpio needs my advice, well, darling, I'm flattered.
Then you will.
With bells on. It's marvelous.
Excuse us.
How'd it go?
Let's get out of here. Oh, terrific. I mean, I can search all the buildings that I don't need to search. The ones I need to search, I can't get into.
Well, it's a start.
Some start. Listen, these DVX satellite countries wrote the book when it comes to sandbagging.
Well, if it isn't Port Charles' newest couple, does Holly know about this?
I'm sure you'll be happy to tell her.
Yeah, if one could only find her. Curious she isn't here.
Excuse us.
Robert, as a matter of fact, there's been a whole slew of curious events lately, like Holly's no-show today, the trumped-up robbery at Delfina's. You know, I begin to wonder why Luke isn't here campaigning. Tell me, Mr. Commissioner, do you think this is unrelated?
Was that not the most marvelous brunch that you've been to in age? I don't remember seeing such a colorful array of people since the garden party at Lady Hancock's in Cap Ferret. I'm telling you now, there was a motley crew. You would not have believed what wonderful people they were.
Tiff, why don't you sit down?
Oh, okay. Where's Holly?
Out.
Out? Well, you know, I'm rather surprised that I didn't see her at the brunch. I thought she loved things like that.
Maybe some other time.
Yes, well, I'm sure we'll be having oodles and oodles of parties now that the exposition is open. It's so exciting, isn't it?
Well, you certainly seem to know an awful lot of people there.
Oh, I know a few. Actually, they were mutual acquaintances of mine on the continent.
I see.
Have I done something wrong?
What makes you say that?
Well, you're looking at me rather strangely.
Sorry.
Well, have I?
No, not you.
Well, that's a relief. I would certainly hate to end up in the slammer when all of this excitement is going on. Well, what did you want?
Information.
Well, I am a wealth of information, I think. About what?
Not about what, about whom. In particular, one Gregory.
Gregory. Now, darling, there was a lady killer if I ever saw one.
Could we have some specifics?
Well, all right, for one, have you ever gotten a good look at him? I don't guess men notice things like that, do they?
That's why God created women, sweetheart. Now, look, I want to know about a few of those women.
All right. Well, he was so devastatingly attractive. It was very hard for me to keep up with him when we were in Europe. He just had one woman, then he'd go to the next woman. I mean, he just had...
Like who?
Names, the more the better.
All right, let's see. When I first met him, he was with, what's her name? It was Monique. Monique Diorce. She was a French singer. Have you heard of her?
Afraid not.
Darling, she left her husband for Gregory. Not that it really mattered, because it was too late. But this time, he had already taken off with Veronique to Spain. No. It was Theodora.
Look, you and Gregory, you were close.
Not like that, if that's what you're talking about. I mean, darling, every time I have a man, I have to have his undivided attention. You should know that. And I didn't think I could get that with Gregory. Not that I really wanted to. But I do think that maybe, in his own fashion, he could be rather faithful.
So he did have a steady girlfriend?
Well, there was one. She was a Romanian countess. Her name was Teresa. And in fact, I think that was his main love of his life.
How do you know?
Darling, every time she came to town, he would drop whoever he was with. And she wasn't even that attractive. She had to have something to keep the man on the hook.
Connie, listen, run those three names through the computer, will you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tiff, give me those last three names again.
Okay, there was, Countess Teresa of Romania. What in the world do you want with these women, Robert?
It all depends on the answer.
I don't even know the question.
It's the way it's going to have to be for the moment.
Well, would you like for me to leave?
No, please, stick around. At least until we have an answer. I may have to pick your brains again. Let me get that.
All right.
Robert.
Hello, Blackie. I wasn't expecting you.
I'm not interrupting you, am I?
No, please come in.
I'm very worried about Luke.
So am I.
Yeah, well then, you haven't heard from him, huh?
I'm afraid not.
You're not holding out on me, are you, Robert?
Would I do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you guys aren't the best of friends anymore, and I hope you won't let that come between Fine and Luke, you know?
Blackie, look, I'm hoping that you'd know me better than that.
Well, I do, but I mean, what are you doing to find him?
There's nothing I can do right now.
Well, look for him. Tell me where to look for him.
I don't know where to look
for him.
myself.
Look, I can't just sit here, man. He's my best friend, and I'm very worried about him, okay? I don't know what's happened to him.
Blackie, Luke has a habit of falling on his feet. We all know that.
Oh, so you're saying you're not going to do nothing about it, huh?
Look, please.
Come quick. We're getting a response coming through.
What's going on?
Nothing that has anything to do with you.
Tell me what's going on,
Blackie,
Robert.
look. Now, calm down. When I need you, when I find something out, I'll contact you. Romanian Countess Teresa, known DVX agent.
It all adds up.
Grant, Natalie. Now, Gregory. All known DVX.
Natalie pretending to be Luke's friend, Gregory working at the casino.
They had to be onto him.
Robert, I'm really worried.
So am I.
You don't...
Yeah. I don't know what to think.
It's him. It's him. That's Grant's voice. He's out there.
Of course he is. He's one of them.
I know, Holly, but maybe he's come to help. Now, sit down. Holly, he could be our last chance.
If he's our last chance, then we have no hope. None at all.
Scorpio.
It's me, Luke.
Where are you? What's going on?
Listen, Grant got the disc. I tried to hide it. He messed me up. He knocked me out.
Well, what about Holly and Celia?
I think I know where they are. They're at the expo ground.
Luke? Luke!
What happened?
He's cut off. Sounds like someone grabbed him.
What did he say?
He said more or less what we thought, that the girls are being held at the expo grounds, and it sounded like he knew where.
He didn't say?
He didn't get a chance to.
We better get over there.
First off, the information.
Afternoon. You people in a hurry?
You're not the same guy that was here yesterday.
Well, that depends on what time of day you were here.
Late afternoon, after 4.
Oh, yeah, well, that explains it. I work the early shift. See, I get off at 4. And, what can I help you with? You lose something?
No, someone. I'm Commissioner Scorpio. Now, listen, we're looking for a guy, American, tall, blonde, walks with a limp.
Curly hair.
That's him.
Right.
Yeah, he was here yesterday. He seemed like a nice enough guy.
So what do you want?
Oh, he wanted information. That's what the sign says over the booth.
What kind of information?
Anything at all. It's a very important case.
You cop, too?
World Security Bureau.
No kidding. I heard about you guys. All right. What did this guy do?
Nothing yet, but his life could be in danger.
Oh, yeah? You want to know what kind of information you wanted from me, huh?
Right. Anything at all.
Well, you know, I get a lot of people by here, and they ask me all kinds of things. You know, like where's the toilet and the water fountain and telephone and stuff, you know? Gets confusing, but it all kinds of runs together after a while.
Anything at all will do.
It might have had to do with the pavilion. Something with an Eastern flavor, perhaps.
I remember. He was looking for the Persimmon.
Persimmon?
Yeah, the Persimmon. It's a restaurant down at the south end of the site. They feature a stuff-your-own pita bread sandwich.
You said the south end.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Look, take a map. It's just past the Zimbabwe pavilion there. You can't miss it.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay.
May I help you?
Maybe you can.
Nice place you've got here. Persimmon. It's a kind of fruit, isn't it?
Oh, that's what they tell me.
You own this restaurant?
No, I just work here.
At the information booth, they said pita sandwiches.
Right. These are all the ingredients right here.
see. Stuff your own, eh? The business good?
Oh, it's been slow, but after the expo opens, things will pick up. Can I get you a sandwich?
No, thank you.
Something to drink?
Actually, we're looking for some information.
Yes, we're looking for a close friend.
Tall, curly blonde hair.
He was at the information booth yesterday asking about this restaurant. Now, maybe you've seen him.
Oh, sure. The delivery guy, sure. He was here.
When?
Yesterday, as you said. This guy you're looking for, he worked for a grocery store.
Sure does.
He's got a bum leg.
Yeah, that's him.
Look, the accident wasn't his fault. I don't think you should blame him. Besides, the other delivery guy came with the vegetables and everything was all right.
Was he here long?
Oh, a couple of minutes in the back room, and then I came in here to help a customer. When I went back, he was gone. The other delivery guy was here with the vegetables. You two with the grocery store? Because half of the lettuce you sent me was rotten.
No, I'm sorry. We're with a private investigation firm.
Oh, I see.
And we really appreciate your time.
It's all right. That's the wife again.
Sure.
By the way, for what it's worth, he seemed like a real okay guy to me.
We'll make a note of it.
Good.
Well, there's nothing shady about this place.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, why would he be so interested in the persimmon if it's obvious that nothing happened here?
Whatever was happening here isn't happening here now.
Well, Celia and Holly certainly aren't here.
I never thought they would be. I mean, this isn't a pavilion. It's not foreign soil. They wouldn't be protected from our jurisdiction here.
Okay, where does that leave us?
With a word, persimmon. Why don't we sit down and think it through?
Listen, someone's coming in.
Why, we just...
Look! Then we're free? We can go?
I tried.